Okay, so good morning, guys. We are going to be continuing today, and whatever it was we were doing yesterday, I don't remember what, but I finished it. um, oh yeah, the title. Let me show you guys. Oh yeah. So cause I did that last night. Okay, so this will be a notification to anyone joining that we're in alpha mode. Okay, so look, I got the contributor one, but now and everyone yeah. So we haven't gone for verification, so you can put whichever one that you want. So look, I'm wearing beta, but then I can also wear fruit picker. I can wear any of them, but in the better mode, you will only be able to wear the ones that you have available. So if it's not available to you, you will not be able to wear them. Okay, so yeah, and I like the contributor badge. um okay, so let me just get off this so we know that this has been completed. And oh, I forgot to plug the microphone. Oops, that's not what I want to do. We want to have the chat, but that's not going well. Where's the chat? Okay, guys. No matter what I do, we're always having an issue getting that chat open. Unbelievable. Whether it's by computer or by phone. Like, you don't want me to have a chat while I'm streaming. Okay, let's plug this microphone and we'll deal with that in a bit. There's no one watching right at the moment anyway, so it's not that important to have the chat. But if somebody does, I will try to put the chat. Okay. Oh, as I say that, somebody joined. Hello. All right, so you guys should be hearing me way better now. I hope. Um, yeah, we need to deal with the chat though. Alex, mom, I don't want to have to come back to people so angry with me for not. Okay, because it says mobile for not answering. Okay, anyways, let's get into it. So right now what we're going to be working on today, we're going to be dealing with the events. So for now, if you're working, you will notice that you only have 5 seconds to complete your quota, which is like, I mean, a bit ridiculous. So we're now going to set up the actual time because that was for testing purposes. So now that we've already set up everything regarding our apple picking, our fruit picking, we're now going to fix the time because we don't have to do any more testing on this end. So now we're gonna put the actual time, which is gonna be way longer. So I have put this just for my information. We want it to be every day between Mondays and Fridays in game. Mondays and Fridays from 9 to 5, and the minutes were from 9 o'clock to 5:30, and the total time, well, the time duration. What I will do is I'm actually going to, I'm thinking of actually putting this in, sorry, give me a second. I'm just trying to think. In an event, and we call that event every time the time is up. Okay, so let's start by creating a folder just to handle all events. Okay, so we're gonna create a folder for events. I felt as if I had done that, but I guess I did not. I had started on that. So let's go to server script storage. We don't want that server script storage. And events, I had not started anything like that. Okay, so apparently not. So let's create a new folder for events, a new script, and we're gonna name it events or events manager, actually. Okay, so that way anything that's referring to timing, it will be handled here. So we won't have too many scripts, like multiple, each event having their own script to check the time. The time will be managed by only one here. So we're going to log events in this place, and let's do it like this. So local events, and then we're going to add events to it. So oops, that's not what I wanted yet. Local events equals an array, and then we're going to add events to this one. So we're going to do events dot I'm gonna name the fruit picker event. I will not put it yet, so I'm gonna just do it this way. Fruit picker equals an array, and we're gonna put the information that we want. So this, I'm gonna put it right next to me, and of course you cannot do that in here. Okay, and okay, so the information we want here is day start day equals 2, and of course we have to put equals 2, and we're gonna duplicate. We want end day equals 6. Yes, now we can take this out. Then start hour equals 9, end hour equals 5. Okay, so we have to put it as not 5 but 17. Let's just make sure. In our game, okay, we're continuously increasing these, and then in our game time, local script, I'm just making sure that we're at a 24-hour, we're using the 24 hours or not. Hour, minute. Okay, so it's already putting it correctly here, but I don't see us putting, oh yeah, we do. Yeah, so we are using the 24-hour clock. Okay, so or in that case we're going to put 17 for the end hour. And now the minute as well. Start minutes is at 0, and end minute is, because we're putting like 5:30, is 30 seconds. And then the next info that we had, so we're good for day, hour, minute, duration equals so we don't need duration now actually, because we have our start day and our start hour and our end. So we actually do not need duration. Okay, if we need it, we'll come back to that. Okay, so let's now put our while loop. Oh, I on copied that, so let's go back to find our while loop, and we're gonna do that while in here instead. So our events manager is gonna do one while loop. So we don't have this while loop in a whole bunch of places, so we will be checking it every second. So now we'll do if oh, of course we want to give pass the event that we should call. Okay, so the start event equals, for that we're gonna put nil because we have to create it, and the and end event as well. Start event and event as well. Okay. And in this loop, in this while loop, we're going to be we're going to have a loop. So for oops for uh I I keep writing 0 for an O. Okay, so for every item in, so now it's event info, that would be like event name. So every event name, event info in pairs, for the events, in the events, we're going to do this. So we're actually going to do everything in here. These are going to be in our loop, except for the weight, of course. Now, so now we're going to get the time. So the reason I put it this way is to make it easier to read, but we could have made this simpler actually by doing a reverse version of this calculation and just putting that number there. Actually that would actually make it much faster, but for the sake of understanding what we're writing later on and understanding the time, we will do it this way. That way you can easily tell what time it is. Otherwise, if we have a word number that looks like this, then I mean, of course you can put a comment, but like I think it's much clearer that, well, it starts at 9 o'clock in game 9 o'clock. Okay, so let's for event name, event info in pairs, do okay. So yeah, so that shows that we also need to put last started equals, it will be a time, and last ended, to make sure we don't do it again when it was just done. Oh yeah, so what I'm just saying, how we had it here was actually way much easier with a start time. So we're going to calculate the start time using this. So we're gonna see how we function our game time and use that to calculate start time and end time. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of issues. Start time equals nil, comma, and end time equals nil. Because we're not calculating it, we're just gonna let the computer calculate it for us. So I think that's what the first thing we're going to do. Let's comment this, and let's get our start time and our end time based on this information. So we're going to create a function, get start time, and we're just going to pass all that event info. Okay, so let's put this for our personal information. For our information, we're going to put this. Okay, so now local start time is equal to 0 is what we're putting here. Local get actually get game time using stuff, using our day, etc. Okay, so get game time hour stats. So we have hours, minutes, we have hours and minutes. We don't have seconds because the game time is going too fast to deal with seconds. So start time would be equal to hours. Here we can tell. So every minute is 60 seconds. So it would be equal to hours times not 24. So let me think. Hours times 60 plus, because that's days, and then plus minutes. And this will actually give us seconds. Oh, because we don't have hours here. So we will put here hours and minutes. Yeah, so get the game time based on the hours and minutes. We will never be putting seconds, nor would we need days. I'm wondering whether or not we would need days. Yeah, we would. So we will put days, and then that would be plus days would be days times 24 hours times 60. So this would be our days in game seconds, game minutes, plus this one we're gonna put it in brackets. Oops, that's supposed to be times. We honestly do not need to put the brackets because we can see that, you know, times are before plus, but it's just for better understanding. Okay, so yeah, so that will, and then we're just gonna return this. So we're gonna do a test. Let's do here local start time would be equal to get game time, and we're gonna pass the day. The day would be in event dot start day, event info dot start day. Okay, so it's not given to me, so we're just gonna, okay, I didn't put a dot. I'm like, yeah, can't see a thing. It is a bit dark, but it's okay. Start day, and then start hour and start minute. Start hour and start minute. Okay, and we're gonna do the same for end. Yeah, so this is why we see that we actually do need a duration. That way we just add it directly to this time. Okay, so before that, let's print this and make sure that we're starting off at a good start. Whoops, that has to go inside the print statement. So let's test, make sure we're not gonna have, I'm gonna just save to make sure because sometimes my while loop, if I accidentally delete something, we have an infinite loop that's gonna just crash. Okay, so there we go. So it gave us our time. It's gonna be 3420. It's saying it to me, yeah, every. Okay, so that's our start time. Let's actually find our the actual time, the actual game time. Let's do that by going to replicated storage. So we're going to that replicated storage time, and we're going to run the time elapsed function, and then we're going to print it and dot value. Okay, so let's check what time the elapsed time is versus what time it tells us that our start time is. So in our output, time elapsed is not even a second. Oh yeah, we're never getting there because we're in a while loop that's never gonna get done, completed. Yeah, so the order of your code is important. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Okay, so we have our time elapsed. So we see that it's not gonna start until that time there. So that's how many seconds it's going to take for but which is game seconds is going to take before the game, before this event starts. Okay, so we go along. So now that we have our start time, we will check if, so we will put in whatever we need as we go, create the event. So if start time is greater or equal to that elapsed time, that means, like, instead of putting it here, we actually should put this in here. For do okay, you know what, we're gonna put it in a function because local function check events, and we're just gonna put all of that in here. It's because I didn't finish my if statement, but I'm going to put this function. Someone's at the door. I will be right back. Let me just pause. Okay, so I am back and let's get to working. Okay, so we connect this function and check events every time that our game time has changed. Okay, so let's put that game time right here. Local game time equals this value, and that's going to be in there. Dot value. Okay, so if start time is greater or equal to game time, then we have to also make sure that last occurred, that the last occurring time, so that way we don't get back into we don't continuously say game time here. So we have to make sure that the last occurred. So we're also going to add here last occurred. So as we go, we see we need last occurred equals nil for now. Last occurred equals tick. No, is equal to 0. We actually need a whole bunch of more things to calculate this, because we also need the next start time. We need to update start time. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a space here to see what we actually need here. So we need start time. So we're gonna update start time we're gonna continuously update the start time to the next start time. Okay, so we're continuously need to get the day. So we have game time and we're gonna get the day. Local day is also important. Local day equals time folder dot elapsed dot value. So here we're going to check here is just the difference is just day. Okay, so we have to make sure that the day is correct. It's a day that that we can do it. So let's go from our first if should be checking if the day is correct. So if event info dot start day is greater or equal to the day, and event.info.end day, we called it end day. Okay, I'm gonna do this for every one that we use to make sure that we keep them, and we're deleting everything that we end up not using. So start day is 2 and end day is 6. So it has to be within a day that is the days that we have this event. So if event info.start day is greater or equal to the day that it is, or event info.end day is smaller or equal to the day that it is, then we can continue. By the way, we can actually put the opposite. That way we can actually just do a return and just not come in there. So then we return false. So if it's not a day that we're supposed to have the event, just return false, and we don't need we don't want to continue with the script. So now local start time. We can also print, for now we're gonna print not today. Okay, so next we're gonna print under here today. This is all for so while we're testing, we're gonna do a print today. Now start time we have calculated, so we'll see if start time is greater or equal to game time, then we're going to call our start event. So start event we will be using, although we don't have it initiated yet. We will do our start event. For now, we just do a print start event. Start event to make sure that it is in quotations. And we will also change, we have to change our start time to game time. No, we have to do here. I'm just checking. We have to make sure that we're not in an infinite loop where our we're starting event continuously without stopping. So we only have to do it once. So we have to update something to make sure that we don't, we're not and I'm thinking of putting an in progress. Like we can use in progress, but I'm just thinking there was another way to do this. I previously did it before. I'm trying to remember. Start time greater or equal to game time. Okay, let's just do that print start event and let's see what happens. Sadly, I think we might have to wait a really long time for this. Let's see. Okay, so it is today. Okay, we started on a Monday. I was sure we started on a Sunday, but I guess I'm wrong. Yeah, so we're continuously starting event. So we definitely do not want to do that. And by the way, start time and game time are not the same. It should not be entering in there because game time. Oh yeah, it will be equal to game time. Yeah, so it actually has to be smaller. If start time is smaller than actually we want them to be equal, but to avoid errors, we'll add additionally. So let's see here our output. So it's gonna be today. It's gonna be today, but not yet. Okay. Can you this one we're gonna make them stop printing because we've already tested that and it works perfectly. Yeah, so stop printing this. By the way, I'll also increase the time so it will not we're gonna increase it here. Let's see. So we have our start time. Let's make it less so that we can let's make it 0 so that we can check how many times it will start. It's only saying today, but it's not saying any start, which we should have. Okay, delete this, we don't need. Delete this, we don't need it. Oh man, I'm just trying to optimize this at the same time as I'm doing it. So like I'm figuring out different ways. So let me just think da, da, da. Okay, so I guess for now we will put an in progress. In progress equals false. Okay, so we will be using in progress. Okay, and here if we say and not in progress, did I not put in? Oh, oops. In progress is event dot in progress, event info dot in progress, and not in progress, then do this, and then when we are doing it, then we will put it in progress. Dot in progress equals true. Okay, and then we're gonna start event. And for the end one, we're going to do something very similar. So local end time. So local end time, it will be equal to game dot get game time. So instead of start, we're gonna do end day. And we actually don't need day anymore. Oh, that's why we're having this issue. We don't need day anymore because of how we changed it to. Oh, okay. Ooh, this is very troublesome. Okay, guys, I don't want to waste y'all time while I'm figuring this out. So while I'm streaming right now and talking, my brain's not functioning well, so that I want to focus a bit more. So I am gonna end the stream now, because like I mean, this is actually my first time writing this type of script, so I need to use my brain cells. I need all my brain cells. I'll try to remember to show you guys as soon as I'm done. That's gonna be done today anyways. It's not so it's very easy. It's in my head, but I can't put one and one together while I'm chatting. So I'll talk to you guys later, and I will show you. I will put back I will show you guys quickly when I start the next